Hi, this is a Yesterday's Moose production, and today we're continuing to play Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom for Xbox One. In the previous episode, we turned into a snake. Hey, just like that snake right there. That's right, the introduction screen has changed yet again. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and continue from where we left off. Now, just as a disclaimer, I am once again recording the audio commentary for this after the video, basically for editing purposes, and also I had a problem recording it. This is the second time I've had to do this. So at some point I will do it live once again, but for now, it's after the fact. So here's Mysticat. So the legend is true. You've made a believer out of me, young warrior. I told you I could do it, Sir Mysticat. How many more orbs are left to retrieve? Including the one you just obtained, there are 5 orbs scattered across Monster World Kingdom. The next one should be inside the cold crystal caves, located under the village sewers. This key allows you to enter. Alright, we got a key. Crystal Caves key. This key should open the entrance to the Crystal Caves, located under Lupia Village. Not to be confused with Crystal Castles, starring Bentley Bear. Come back to me if you need help, kid. Okay, let's see if he says anything new when you talk to him again. Next orb is located... No, let's try that again. Next orb is located in the Crystal Caves, right under our village sewers. Go down the ladder east of here, then go west. You're not scared, are you? Now I did backtrack off camera to see if I could go to the shop and get golden boots, but I can't get golden boots yet, even though we collected that item in the previous video. Also, that transformation ring there, which is kind of like the item ring, it's hard to select your character using that. So I find it easier to transform using the shoulder buttons. During this recording, I will fight with that quite a bit. If you hold down the shoulder button, it will bring up that transformation ring. If you just press it once, it will transform you to the next form. So here we are in the Crystal Caves. And if at any point it seems that my commentary is slightly off, that's because my editing software has decided to be a big old bummer and cause the video to sometimes cramp up and stop recording. Okay, there's this new cog mechanic where you can swallow the cog as the snake and carry the cog around. Also, as the snake, you can shoot at venom at these crystals to cause them to light up. So it took me a little while to figure out what was going on, so fancy editing. You had to use the venom on that crystal, light it up, and you also had to bring this cog over to this contraption here. That will happen a few times. You cannot jump when you're holding that cog in your mouth. And we also got a new shop. Hey! Fishy Cellar. We got a sword, some armor, and a shield. All of these have different attributes. Hopefully you can read that off. because I don't want to even attempt it at this point because it's already happened and can't go back and comment on it. So there you go. I'm gonna buy that fire sword. So I will go ahead and equip it. However, it's not going to do anything for the pig. That being said, I did find out that the pig has a combo attack. If you point in the direction that he's facing and press attack over and over again, he has this combination punch and belly attack, which is kind of funny. And these blocks look very suspicious. Perhaps I'll be able to deal with them later. So once again we have these crystals here. And what I found out is that you have to light them all up. And depending on where you are, they will do different things. In this case, it moved that rock out of the way. Go ahead and stock up on some things here in the shop. And now we got this big orange thing. Not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. However, if you spit venom at it, it will go away. I also found out that when you shoot venom at certain enemies, it will cause them to be poisoned and causes more damage, which is kind of interesting. So I figure it might be a good idea to use the status effect potion because I'm being status affected a lot. Every time you get hit by those spider webs, it causes you to get status effect. I think it slows you down. I'm not exactly sure on what it does quite yet, even though I've been affected by it a few times. Now, even though you can't jump with that cog in your belly, you can still get onto that green moss. And we got ice, so sliding. And better get used to these small holes that you can crawl into as the snake, because there's a few of them. And also get used to transforming, because you have to use your different forms to do different things. Not so much of a surprise there. Difference in this one is that you can transform on the fly. You don't have to go to any transforming room like you did in Wonder Boy 3. The Dragon's Trap. These frogs, by the way, they have a ranged attack with their tongues. And once again we got bats. I don't like bats in this game. They seem to do a lot of damage. And it's also really hard to hit them as a snake. So far, these two forms in this new game seem relatively useless as far as attacking is concerned. the range of their attacks is very limited. The pig, you have to be right beside the enemy, same with the snake. So before I go through there, I may as well check out this door. What's in here? Ooh, looks like we got a truffle. What kind of truffle will it be? And yes, you have to be the pig to eat the truffle. Super boomerang truffle. Hey, I increased boomerang magic. Alright. Unfortunately, no hidden money around there. And we got another warp point. That's cool. Guess we can warp back here if we want to. And we got this sliding area here. Took me a little while to figure out what I was supposed to do. But you do have to be the snake and you have to light up these crystals. So I do a few jump cuts here. Basically, I fell down this several times trying to accomplish the goal of lighting up all these crystals. So I made it briefer, but I tried to hide the cuts behind screen transitions rather than adding any fancy screen effects. So once again, we got to carry the cog over to the thing. And onward we go. By the way, these frozen hummingbird things, they are super annoying because they will freeze you into a solid block of ice. However, they are susceptible to poison. It causes them a lot of damage to hit them with your venom. So I was just checking to see if there was any hidden stuff back there. If you're reading this, then I probably died trying to get out of this insane maze. Good luck! And now we find that the snake will float in water, however the pig will sink. Which is a little interesting. I would think that the pig would be more buoyant, but hey, what do I know? And at this point, I knew that these had to be stomped in some particular order. So basically, you have to get these walls up there into a particular position for you to accomplish your goal. So I did some fancy editing, and I'll show you the solution here. Because not only do you have this timer, but you also have to switch your form in order to accomplish your goal. It's very fast-paced. You have to do this within a short period of time. And hey, a giant chest. What's in the chest? Looks like something. What is that something? Snake talisman. Your head becomes so strong in snake form, it can break rocks. Press that button to perform a headbutt attack. Alright, now I can get rid of those very obviously placed blocks. So I'll do some fancy editing here. I figured out that you had to bounce on those orange things as the pig, and it'll launch you up. You do, however, have to stomp on the middle of them or your trajectory will be kind of weird. And we got a chest over there. So let's see what's in the chest, shall we? Looks like we have to use tornadoes to open it. However, looks like you need a lot of tornadoes to open it. So better make a mental note of that, because right now I can't even equip that many tornadoes. We're gonna have to come back much later to open that chest. I hope it's something good. Alright, so now we have more underwater stuff. This took a little bit of doing, so jump cut. Once again, we got a timer. We have to deal with the fact that we need oxygen. We also have to deal with the fact that we need to change our forms. First we sink as the pig, and then we have to change into the snake to float back up. And avoid these evil fish. These moving platforms, by the way, they can squish you, so watch out for those. I didn't get squished there somehow, nor did I get squished there, but believe me, they can squish you. So, got another chest, and it's another heart. Now we have more life. So I had to go through the water section again. So I'll just show that off. I could have edited this out, but why not show it? Not sure how you're supposed to avoid getting hurt there. Also, I still don't know what happens when you totally run out of oxygen. Maybe you just lose health? I don't really want to find out. Ah, got another hummingbird. I think it's a hummingbird. Kinda looks like a giant mosquito. Either way, it's very problematic to getting these jumps correct. So I had to do a jump cut here because it took me several tries to get up to the top. Not only did that mosquito hummingbird thing keep coming back, but I kept trying to jump from this block to the one on the right. And you can't do it, you have to go down here. So I knew I had to climb on the wall and ceiling, but I wanted to see what was over here first. And I know the frog is a transformation, so those frogs gave me the impression that you had to come back here as a frog. So I'll leave here for now. Ah, we got a save point. Got some magic. And we got a hospital. At least I choose to call it a hospital. What's down here? Ooh! Ancient Frog, giant boss. This guy gave me a bit of trouble, so I did some fancy editing here. And we can see Zeki dropping hearts for me to get more health. And I think I had to die about once or twice before he started doing that. He didn't do it right away. So now we have to fight the frog from the inside out. This reminds me of a boss that I made in RPG Maker 1 for PlayStation called Defenders of Light, where the boss swallowed you and then you had to go and hit its heart. And depending on how much health it has, it will drop you down here, which is just an earlier point in its stomach, I'll call it. So make sure you move very quickly. And I like that mushroom skeleton over there. It's kind of funny, because mushrooms don't have skeletons. Ooh, he's defeated. Money! Get the money. And at this point I was surprised that I was already getting a new transformation. The frog. Achievement, not quite a prince. Find a sacred orb that holds the power of the frog. A frog, huh? Maybe you'll get that kiss from a princess you've always wanted. Ribbit, ribbit. But how are you gonna get out of here? You're a bit too heavy for me to carry. Wait here, I have an idea. And now we can use our tongue to propel ourselves on these things. Wow, you should really make use of that tongue as often as you can. Giggity, giggity, alright. Actually, right now might be a good time. Try reaching the lever above the door. I'd do it myself, but I really want to see your new ability in action. Ribbit, ribbit. Great Orb of the Frog, you can now turn into a brave frog warrior. Use your powerful tongue by pressing that button to grab swing rings and slingshots. It's also useful against enemies. That's right, you can use a sword, you get a shield, and you can also attack using your tongue. Using your tongue is the ranged attack. And at this point I did go to the left to see what was up there on the mossy color or covered ceiling, and not anything, there wasn't anything there. So cool, Jen. I'm almost jealous. Good luck up ahead. So now we got this ice. At this point I knew that this ice was important, but can't do anything with it at the moment. Stomp it? Nope, that doesn't work. Spit venom at it? Nope, that doesn't work either. Kick it? Nope. And these frozen slimes, they can freeze you solid, and it's really hard to unfreeze yourself. Because now you have to shake the controller left and right. Not so easy on an Xbox One controller. I like the swing rings though. It's kind of funny that you're using your tongue as a sort of lasso. Exit. Okay, obviously I can't go there at the moment. Ooh, money. I like money, but I missed a whole bunch of it. Okay, so here we have the changing ring, which I find really hard to navigate. I think you have to point at the transformation that you want. I'm still not exactly sure how these rings work, but it is much easier just to use the trigger buttons. And we got money. And I'm obsessed about money. I want money, so I'm gonna go back for more. Make quick work of it this time. Oh, darn status effects. Oh, we got another chest. What's in the chest? We got boots. Crimson boots. The sole of these boots are hot enough to melt ice blocks just by walking on them. You also won't slide on icy surfaces anymore. So very useful. Very useful indeed. By the looks of it, I think your character model changes every time you update your equipment, which is cool. In Wonder Boy Monster World, that happened most of the time, mostly for shields and possibly swords, but your armor didn't change. But now I can go in here. Hey, another heart. Health increased. Ah, now I can go down here. Weapon shop to the left, exit to the right. Okay, let's go to this weapon shop, shall we? Oh, hey, it's that weapon shop I was at before. But now I can get the armor and the shield. Bonus. And once again, fighting with the controls. So yes, I'm definitely wearing this new armor. And the shield does definitely change. There we go. So now it's time to go back. I wandered around aimlessly, so there's a jump cut there. Basically, I edited out quite a few times where I was wandering around aimlessly, trying to access areas and not being able to, that sort of thing. And I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with these blocks, but you can't... Seemingly, you can't do anything with them right now. And I did a jump cut once again because basically I fell all the way down to the bottom of this room. So I actually went way back to the village and then returned here. Use the right analog stick to move the camera around. And unfortunately it doesn't move very far. So you can't really view where you're going. And something tells me there's a whole bunch more hidden money there that I missed out on. I should have really been jumping over and over again to see if there was more hidden money. Got a chest. What's in the chest? A revival potion. Now, I did some fancy editing there because I was searching around the room a bit more, didn't find anything. So eventually I'm going to get to the goal, which is ultimately where you want to get to. If you don't have a revival potion, then I guess that revival potion that we got is useful. But here's where we want to go, this door. Because there's yet another truffle to find. Super Tornado Truffle can now wield more tornadoes. But is it enough? No, I think it looks like 15 tornadoes is our maximum. So we still need more before we can open that chest. So over to the right is probably where we need to go next. But for now I'm going to return to the town and save the game. So once I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. There it is. Alright, so go ahead and end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. This has been a Yesterday's Moose production, and I'll see you next time.